So I already put some tape on my eye, and I love doing this with these type of looks. So just really make sure that it's pressed down really good so that when you take it off you get the straight line, and also make sure it matches from the tip of your eye to your eyebrow. That's how I make sure that it's not like crooked. And also just a little disclaimer, I know my eyes get kind of red when I start filming. It's because of the lights. I have super sensitive eyes, so they just start getting red. So if you start seeing them get more red than they already are, that's why. And then so today we're gonna be using the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. I decided to use this palette for this look today because I know most of you guys have this palette. It is such a pretty palette. I know you guys have all probably seen this for sure. But yeah, it's a really pretty palette. I wasn't gonna purchase it, but because it was like too hyped up, I felt. And sorry if I'm also coughing because I just got finished being sick, so I still just cough a little bit. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I wasn't gonna buy it because I felt like it was too hyped up, but when I went to California into the Morphe store, I saw it and I was like, dang it, I gotta get it. So we're gonna start off with the shade Faint, which is this super light color right here, and we're gonna put that in the middle as our transition. So just when I do these colors and I really want the transitions between the colors to be noticed, so make sure you really apply every single color, like a lot of it, because you don't want it to just fade away. You want it to really stand out. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys what brush I'm using. This is the Wet n Wild blending brush, and you guys know this one is like my favorite. It's like $1, so super great affordable blending brush. Next, I'm gonna be taking the shade Creamsicle, which is this yellow color right here, and I'm also gonna tap it, and every color that you add, make sure you start blending it less and less so that it can start creating that gradient effect. You don't want them all to just be piled on top of each other like a blob. You want every single layer of color to show. I love this yellow, by the way, like as a transition color. It's so pretty. Alright, so just like that. Now I'm going to be taking the Morphe 521 brush. It looks like this. It's one of my favorite blending brushes. And we're going to be taking the shade, let's see, Jada, which is this teal color right here. And this is when we're going to start being a little bit more careful because we're going to start using colors. So I like to tap it first. So tap it on to your lid. And then slowly start blending it up. And be super careful that you don't blend it too high up because you still want that like yellow shadow to show. And I'm gonna go back in with the fluffy brush that we were using for the yellow tone colors, and I'm gonna use that to make sure there's no harsh lines between the yellow and emerald green color. And I think I pretty much layer this green one on like 5 times until I have it build up this color up here. So tap it. Next we're going to take a smaller brush, and that's usually how it goes. The darker colors get the smaller brushes you want to use because you want to have more control over the color. And we're going to be taking the shade Enchanted, which is this like dark green color, and that's what we're gonna use next. So once again, make sure to use tapping motions and then slowly blend it up. Alright, so now that you feel like it's blended out pretty good, we're going to be taking the shade Abyss, which is the darkest shade in the palette. It's pretty much a black color, and we're going to be taking an even more smaller blending brush so that we have more control over that black shade. And we're going to start pressing this on to the outer corner of our eye. So just like that, we're actually going to go back in after we do all the glitter and stuff and darken it up again, so it doesn't have to be as dark as it needs to be yet. Now we're going to start on the cut crease. I've been loving this flat brush. To be honest, I have no idea where it's from. I just found it in, oh, actually it's from Ulta, and it's called the Eyeshadow brush. But it's pretty much just this super small and like really hard brush. So this is perfect for cut creases and glitter and all that. So to cut the cut crease, we're gonna be using the primer that I used before we started the eyeshadow, which is the J-Cat Beauty Nude Shadow Primer. It looks like this. I really like this, you guys. I know you've seen me use it a bunch of times. So this is what we're gonna be using. And we're also going to be doing my usual cut crease trick that I showed you guys on my last video. You will see it again in a bit. So start by outlining where you want your half cut crease to go. Then once you have, hold on, okay, then once you have some of the product on there, you want to look up and make sure that the concealer doesn't go higher than where you're drawing it, because if not, it'll eventually mess up your eyeshadow when you're blinking. So once you have your guide, just make sure to smooth it out a little bit more. Alright, so as you guys can see, applying any concealer on top of a dark color like this is just going to make a lighter version of that color, which I hate and I think is so annoying. And instead of spending a bunch of hours trying to make this a lighter concealer, what I do is I take a makeup remover wipe. Excuse me. So I take a makeup remover wipe and I take off that concealer that I just applied. Well, this is primer, but it looks like concealer, so try to get as close as you can to it though. So now it should look something like this, which doesn't look pretty at all, but trust me, we'll fix it and it'll look bomb. So now that I took most of the excess off, we're gonna go back in with that same brush. Just make sure you clean it off so it doesn't have that concealer with that color on it again, and that you're just reapplying it. So take that off. And we are going to apply more of the primer on top again, and this time it should turn out like concealer color. Alright, so now that we have that distributed, taking that same brush, I'm going to go the opposite way and try to blend in the dark color into the concealer. Just be careful and make sure you don't blend the dark one in too far. And you can also use your fingers just to blend it. Alright, so just like that. And next we're going to go back into the eyeshadows, and we are going to be taking the shade Obsessed, which is this light shimmery shade right here, and we're gonna pack that on to the inner corner of our eye. Sorry, not the inner corner, but like, you'll just see. Like the closest part to the inner corner of our cut crease. Alright, just like that. And the next shade we're going to be taking, still using that same flat brush, we're going to be taking the shade Queen, which is this gold shimmery shadow right here. And we're going to apply that right in between the dark and light color. And today I'm kind of placing it diagonally, so the gold is gonna start up here and go down here, and just blend it in with that previous shade. Always like using my finger to really blend it in. So just like that. And then next we're going to be taking the shade Mix. Sorry, it's so hard to read the shades on the back of this palette for some reason. So we're going to take the shade Mix, which is this one right here. It's just like a darker. Alright, so now we're going to go back in with that super small blending brush, and we're going to go back in with the black shade from the palette, and we're going to darken out that corner again and try to make the diagonal a little bit more, well, diagonal. So I'm going to bring it in more right here. And just make sure you're blending that gold into the black. Alright, so just like that. Now it's time to add some glitter. The glitter we're going to be using today is from Mermaid Scales, and this one is called Mariana Gem, and it's this like gold glitter, gold chunky glitter. It is so pretty. I would highly recommend their glitters. Let me show you all of the ones I have. They sent me all these and they're super pretty, and I've been loving to use them in my looks recently. So this is the one we're gonna use in this look. So it's like a light gold. So I like to put some on like a little tray and then use it from the tray instead of from in here. Just make, and you guys already know what I'm gonna be using to apply our glitter. It is the liquid sugar by Eye Candy, I believe. Yes, and Eye Candy Cosmetics, yes. And this stuff is amazing, you guys, so I highly recommend you to try this as a glitter glue. So I'm just gonna put some on my brush, and it's the same flat brush that I was using to do the shimmer shades, and I'm gonna tap into our glitter and we're gonna apply it right on top of the gold. And try to blend the glitter into the dark shade, but you still want it to look diagonal because that's just what I'm like going for. So once you tap the glitter, go back in with the dark color and once again try to blend it in and make it a little bit more. Now whenever I do a cut crease, I like to really define the cut crease. So what I do is I take an angled brush and I'm gonna go back into that dark green shade that we were using, and using the angled brush, excuse me again, I'm going to just outline how you would with concealer but on the color side, and that's just gonna create more definition. Now we can remove our tape and use a makeup wipe just to clean anything else that fell. Alright, so now we're going to pick up our eyeliner. Today I'm going to be using the Milani Stay Put Matte 17-Hour Wear Liquid Eyeliner. I have been loving this eyeliner because it has such a matte finish and it really does last a long time. So you guys know that I used to be obsessed with the Wet n Wild Mega Liner, and I still am. It's still a really good eyeliner, but that one definitely has a shine finish and this one is definitely a matte finish. So we're going to take this eyeliner and we're going to just line this and connect it to the black eyeshadow. Alright, so now we're going to be applying falsies, and I'm going to actually apply my falsies off camera, but I am going to apply the Huda Beauty lashes, and these are in Samantha number 7. They look like this. They're so cute and such good quality. This is the first Huda Beauty lashes I've tried, so I really like them. I'll be right back with my lashes on. Alright you guys, so now we're going to get started on our face, and if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I have always struggled with oily skin. Like my whole entire like makeup life I have been struggling with oily skin. Like literally everything I use, my foundations, my primers, my moisturizers, is for oily skin, especially here in Arizona when it's summer. Oily skin and the hot heat is just like a makeup remover wipe pretty much. So for some reason, and I'm pretty sure it's the weather, my skin decided to just completely dry out. I've been having dry patches on my forehead, on my chin area, on my upper lip. It is the weirdest thing ever, and I've had no way, I have no idea how to deal with it because it's been so bad. So I talked to Lizette because I know she has she's the complete opposite of me, so she has dry skin. So everything she uses is more towards dry skin. So I asked her what I should use to get rid of these dry patches. She just pretty much told me I need to moisturize hella a lot, so that's what I've been doing, and it has been working a little bit better. So the routine that I'm gonna show you guys for my foundation today is a little bit different than what I usually do, but this is what has been working for me right now because my skin has these dry patches. And yeah, so what I've been doing is applying moisturizer. So this one is by Equate, but it's like the Neutrogena one, and it's for sensitive skin. And I still did get the oil-free one just because I still don't like to put like more oil on my skin. I'd rather moisturize than apply oils on my skin. So, and then this one's for sensitive skin, so I just felt like that's what I feel like right now is happening, like it's sensitive and dry. So I'm gonna apply this all on my face. If I would do this in the summer when I had oily skin, my foundation would probably like just evaporate into the heat. So it's just so weird. Alright, and then another thing that I've been doing before I apply foundation is spraying my face with the Mario Badescu skincare rose water. And my sister got me the large one, which is super cool, so that's what I got for Christmas. One of the things I got for Christmas. So I've been spraying it so that my skin is more moisturized before I put on my primer and foundation. So I kind of let that just sit in for a little. And I've still been using the Fenty primer because it's not super matte. It's just a good primer, so I don't feel like that's been affecting it that much. So I just apply some like that, and we're gonna rub it in. And usually if I had my oily skin, I would let my primer dry into my skin before I apply foundation, because if not, my foundation would slip and slide everywhere. But lately I go right into foundation right after, so that it kind of is absorbed with the moisturizer. Okay, now my face feels super moisturized. Where is my foundation? I always lose. Okay, here it is. So the foundation is still the same one that I've been using. It's the Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation, and I'm in this shade Sandalwood, number 15. I still think that this foundation is good for dry and oily skin, just because it does have like a more matte finish, but it's not that matte full coverage finish. It honestly just looks like skin. It looks really natural. It has good coverage, and it's long wearing, so I feel like it's not like a bad foundation for oily or dry skin. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my carita. And blend it in with our beauty blender. Like, this foundation honestly needs to be more hyped up because it is really good foundation. and everyone that I've recommended it to really loves it too. And my friends, they all have different like skin types. Like some of them have oily, some of them have acne prone skin, some of them dry, some of them just normal. So like I said, it really works. I really love this foundation. Alright, so now that that's all blended in, we're going to be applying concealer, and you guys know my favorite is the Law Girl Pro Conceal. And let me say LA Girl because some people get super offended if I say Law Girl. It's just easier for me to say Law Girl, like it just flows better to me, but it is LA Girl, so I'm sorry for saying Law Girl. So I'm going to be applying this underneath the eyes. And like whatever I have extra, I apply it like on the highlights of my face, so like the forehead, the bridge of my nose, and my chin. Got some on my eyelash. Alright, so just like that. And then like I said, because I've been having such dry skin, I've been trying not to like use a lot of powder either. So I'm gonna be taking this Bare Minerals invisible powder, and I'm gonna be taking the matte one. Excuse me. And I'm just gonna use this to set underneath my eyes, because if I don't set underneath my eyes, it will crease. So I'm gonna blend it with my beauty blender and then go ahead and set it. And I'm gonna set my nose a little bit because my nose isn't too dry, so it still gets a little bit oily there. Right here, it is a Wet n Wild one from the Pro collection, and I'm just gonna be taking my old ABH contour kit, and I'm gonna be using this shade right here to bronze up my face. And now I'm going to be taking this fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with the Milani XL bronzer, and I'm just mixing those two shades, and I'm going to bronze up a little bit more because the ABH one looks a little too, I don't know, weird for some reason. That is not a mirror. So I'm going to try to fix it with this one. Maybe, I'm thinking that the brush I used right now had some like pink product in it or something, because it looks kind of pink. Alright, and now for blush, we're going to be using this Tarte blush, and this is in the shade Party. It looks like this. It's super pretty. It's my favorite blush because it's like not too dramatic, but you can definitely see it a little bit. It's just like a perfect blush. So just smile and apply it. And blush really does make a difference, so please don't skip it. I used to skip it, but it really does make a difference, so don't skip it. So I'm gonna show you guys how I quickly contour my nose, and this is just like the quick version of it. So take the brush by Real Techniques. This is the Deluxe Crease brush. It looks like this, and I dip it into the XL bronzer and tap off the excess, and we're gonna go in our nose. And then just to make sure there's no harsh lines, I take my beauty blender and blend my nose out real quick. And then we're going to take our highlighter. Today I'm going to be using the Becca one, and this one is Prosecco Pop. It looks like this. I got it in a BoxyCharm, and I love using this brush for my inner corners, my brow bone, and my nose contour, and it is the Morphe M138 brush. So I dip it in there, and I'm just gonna apply it on the tip of my nose. On the bridge of my nose as well, on my inner corners a little bit, and the brow bone. And then I take my beauty blender again and blend out the nose to make sure it's not like lines and that it doesn't look like you contoured your nose on purpose. So once we do that, I'm gonna be taking a different brush. Where is it? I just saw it. Here it is. This one is also from the Wet n Wild Pro collection. So I'm going to take this brush and my highlighter and I'm going to apply highlighter on my cheeks. Alright, so now onto our lips. We're going to outline them. Outline our lips. Oh my gosh. We are going to lip line our lips. We're gonna outline. I don't even know. It's literally like 2 a.m. okay, and I work tomorrow, but I really wanted to get a video out there already, so I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I'm sorry if this video I say a lot of stupid things that don't make sense, but anyways, let's continue. So this is the Milani lip liner in Spice, and this is such a good lip liner, you guys. Okay, so what I like to do to make my lips look more plumper is I only outline I only line certain parts of my lips. So I line the bottom part like that, and then the sides of my upper lip. Alright, and then for the actual lip color today, we're going to be using this Morphe liquid lipstick, and this one is in the shade Dainty. You guys, so I bought these because I really like the colors, but I had never tried out the Morphe formula, and when I tried it out, you guys, it is such a good formula. Like, it is like the perfect in between like a dry and lipstick. So it's not too dry that it cracks on your lips, and it's not too like greasy that it's just not even drying down. Like, it really lasts a long time. Like, I just love the formula, and I've tried so many different liquid lipsticks, and this is the best formula I have tried. So definitely give the Morphe liquid lipsticks a shot. Oh my god. So I'm gonna apply this on my lips. There we are with our lips. And then to set this all in, I've been using the Morphe setting mist. I just love how this sprays. It's really good. I wish I would have bought two when I went to California, but I can just order it, but whatever. So, and I've been extra setting my face because I really want the foundation to like get wet again, if you know what I mean, because of the dry patches. So I've been really setting it, so sorry if I go a little ham on this. Oh, that feels so good. Alright, you guys, so this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you guys on my next video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and then just comment any ideas that you guys want me to film. If it's any of my previous looks from Instagram or anything like that, I'm so down to film them. So just suggest to me whatever you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys on my next video.